In math today, we're going to continue studying how to tell time on an analog clock to the nearest minute. So students right now are focusing their eyes, ears, and brain. You're going to go to our Seesaw task on activities, assign to class folder, and blue math. Our task today is called telling time to the nearest minute. You may open it up and then practice the skill of mindfulness as we think about what we're going to learn and we watch a review teaching video. So here's what we're going to learn today.
Today, we will be telling time to the nearest minute using an analog clock. Remember, we're going to be using our math vocabulary, such as the hour hand, the minute hand, and the face of the clock. Today, we will also be including AM and PM as we write the time.
So today, that's what we're working on. Can you look at the face of a clock? Can you identify what time it is? And can you label it correctly with AM or PM? That's it. So today is just lots of practice. It's a practice day. Before we start practicing, we're going to watch this video that will help remind us how to skip count by fives and then count by ones. So I'm going to play the video. Students are really focusing their brains. Practice mindfulness. Don't move ahead on slides. Watch the video, and then today you can move at your own pace. Here we go.
How to tell time on a clock. Let's say we want to figure out what time this clock is showing. Well, first we can look at the hour hand. The red hand is pointing right here. Now it's between the 2 and the 3. Remember, we always pick the hour behind it. So we'll say the hour is 2. Well, if the hour is 2, next we need to find the minutes. Well, we can see the blue minute hand is pointing right here. If we remember that the minutes of the clock are skip counts of 5, we can figure out where we are. We could start by saying, here's the 20. So there's 21, 22, 23. We have 23 minutes. So the time on this clock is 2:23. Let's do one of these together. Let's figure out what time this clock is showing. Well, what is the hour on this clock? The red hour hand is pointing right here. We can see the last hour was 9. So 9 is the hours. What about the minutes? Well, we can see the minute hand is pointing right here. Now let's remember the skip counts of 5 that show our minutes. How many minutes are on our clock? Well, we could start right here at 30 minutes, then move 31, 32. We can see we're at minute 32. So the time on this clock is showing 9:32. Here's another problem to practice with. Let's figure out what time this clock is showing. Well, what is the hour for this clock? The hour hand point.
So think about what the hour is in your head. Think about how you would write the time. Let's check our answer.
It's here. It's right after hour 6. So we have 6 hours. What about the minutes?
So we know the hours is 6 hours. What would you say for the minutes? Put it in your head. Skip count by 5, then count on by ones. All right, think about how you would write it, and let's check our answer.
Well, the minute hand is pointing right here. How many minutes is that? If we think about the skip counts of 5, you can see that it's not at 15, but it's at 16. So the time is 6:16.
Great job. That was a really quick review of how to skip count by 5 and then count on by 1. I thought he did a good job of showing you counting by 5s and then moving his finger. He used like a blue dot. Move your finger to count by 1s. Today, boys and girls, we are going to practice this skill together. I'm going to open my task. I know you already have yours open. And slide 2 is there to review if you need that, but we're not going to focus on it today. If you need to go back and watch slide number 2 to remind yourself how to skip count by 5s, you can do that later. Slide 3 we just watched together. And let's start on slide number 4. I want you to watch slide number 4. Focus your attention on the example I show in slide number 4. Ready? Put headphones on, plug in. You do slide number 4. Go. Slide number 5 was the same example that you could do on your own. We're going to skip that. Go to slide number 6. We have a new situation. It says Dejan's mom said it is time to come inside and wash up before it gets too dark. I want you to read the clock, count by 5s, then count by 1s, write the time, and decide, is it AM or PM, thinking about our situation. Do that, and then we'll have somebody share out their information. Slide number 6, ready, go. You're focusing your attention. Use mindfulness. Come back to our class conversation. Don't work ahead. Learn from other people around you. Who has the hour and can help teach? How do we know the hour on the clock? Alicia, how do you know it's 7 hours? Yep, it just passed the 7 o'clock hour. It's not yet to the 8. Thank you. Who was able to find the minutes? In 3rd grade, we tell time to the nearest minute. Who's got that? Angela.
There's 26 because the minute I counted by 5 and then 1. I noticed it was 26.
Okay, Angela has the right strategy. It's not 26, but thank you for sharing. We're gonna share out how we can count on by 1s, not just 25 plus 1, but count by 1s until we get to where the arrow is. So I want you listening carefully to a friend that shares out. Oscar.
The minute is 28 because I counted by 5 and then I stopped at 5. Then I counted until where the blue arrow came.
Perfect. So right here, Angela, at the 5 was 25. And then look carefully here. We don't just have the arrow at the next dot. That would be 26. It goes on 26, 27, 28 minutes. So Oscar found 28. Angela, you did a great job counting by 5, then on by 1. I know you can get it the next time. Our next job is AM or PM. And think about why. AM or PM. Only one friend feels confident on AM or PM. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maverly.
No.
What is it? AM or PM?
No, PM.
How do you know it's PM? Honesty.
Because it's before it gets too dark, so it's already dark, so it's more dark.
Okay. Well, it's dark in the morning. When I wake up right now, it's dark. And that's AM. How did you know this situation talked about 7:28 PM? How did you know it wasn't talking about 7:28 AM? What clues from our situation? You want to try again?
Wash up.
So you're probably not outside and needing to come in and wash up at 7:28 AM. Probably. Dave, what were you thinking?
I know that those monsters is trying to come inside.
Okay, so you're thinking about your own life. You go outside to play most of the time when it's PM, unless it's Saturday and you're playing in the morning, right? But this situation tells us it's PM. Theo, what were you thinking?
It's PM. Before it gets too dark.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was AM, it would get lighter, not darker.
So Theo's thinking about our day. It can be dark at AM, but then it gets light. So if we're talking PM, it's going to be light outside, then it gets dark. So that was another clue. He's outside playing when it's light outside, but mom says, come inside, wash up before it gets too dark. There was a tricky. Yes, Oscar.
And that's how I feel it. It's because of the, I think,
I can't ask her.
like, well, it's sun setting when he's like outside, and the mom says before it gets too dark.
Right. Good thoughts. All right. We've got so many friends ready to share out. I want you to do number 7. Do number 7. Read the situation. Read the clock. Write the hour, minutes, and determine, is this an AM or PM situation? Ready? Go.
Can you leave me?
Here we go. Mr. Clark's class is lining up for lunch. Who has the hour?
Miss Flower, I got something to say.
Go ahead.
Mr. Clark, like Clark.
Like Clark. Mr. Clark over there. Angela, what's the hour?
It's 11.
It's 11. How'd you know, Angela?
Because it's not past the it's on the 11.
It passed the 11. It's not to the 12 yet. Awesome. Kaylee, are you raising your hand? Okay, Kaylee, do you have minutes? Say it again. 17. Who can build off Kaylee's knowledge and explain how do we know it's 17? How do we know it's 17? Honesty. Angela, I'm sorry that you're upset, but I can't hear the person who's teaching right now. I'm going to need you to keep your thoughts in your head. Go ahead, Honesty. So we get to the 3, and that's 15 whole minutes, and then there's 2 dots, so 16, 17, perfect. All right, who feels confident about AM or PM? Super tricky on this one, Gloria. Okay, so this lunchtime is the middle of day, so that's tricky. Lunchtime is the middle of the day, but you have to know about AM and PM, that the first 12 hours of our day are all AM, and the second 12 hours are all PM. Right? There's 24 hours in one whole day. The first half is AM, then it switches. What's the hour when it switches?
Miss Flower,
Who knows that? Maverly?
when it gets to when it strikes 12, it changes to 12.
So we're getting really close. We're still in AM, but as soon as this hand is on 12 o'clock noon, boom, it's now PM. And then when we're all asleep, when it gets 12 o'clock at nighttime, it switches to AM. So this is the same pattern that happens every day. So yes, this is AM, but we're getting really close to PM because we're already at the 11 o'clock hour. It's about to switch to PM. Great job. You guys have done awesome. Your job today is to show what you know. You have some slides just like what we did. Then you have some slides with some different directions. The directions are here for you. You can click to hear what to do. Then you have some different directions, but it's all the same skill. Can you read the clock to the nearest minute? That's what we're practicing today. And then slide 16 is the one that you probably need to stop and think about the most. Slide 16 has some questions about your life, and you're going to answer it by writing the time with AM or PM. Slide 16 is the one that's a little bit different. Slide 17, you reflect on your knowledge today. Were you able to tell time to the nearest minute? And then if you get done, there are some games to practice telling time. Here are 4 choices to practice. This afternoon, I will give you time to play. And if you're not done with your reading work from this morning, this afternoon, you can finish that too. Okay? Easy peasy stuff. You're practicing the same skill over and over today to get better and better. Any questions? All right, the work time is yours. You can work at your own pace now. We're not going to do partners because we did it this morning for reading. Work at your own pace. Show me what you know about telling time and start trying to earn some game time for telling time. You may begin your independent work.